On the banks of the Mississippi River, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a storied venue, and soon the fog will rise off the Big Muddy, and will it also bring a victory for the beloved Bayou Bengals. Tiger Stadium, home of LSU. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport. A rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on another SEC rival, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Alabama about to kick off to get things started. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the return man's journey is stop, but there is a flag on the play. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. 1st and 10 from inside their own 5. You got to take care of the ball, but there is room to take a shot here. On the move. Burrows his way for a couple. He's out to the 8. This offense has a 2nd down play. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Touch pass on the run. Not much room there. They'll give him 1 to the 9. 3rd and 6, and they'll need a big play here on this opening drive. From the gun, wants to pass. And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. So Alabama's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. When a guy gets off the ball as quickly as he does, you know he's going to be breathing down your neck, and you got to get rid of it, Jesse.
This quarterback's good, but he better have a clock going off in his head. He knows he's not going to have a lot of time to get rid of the football. That's a big matchup in this game.
Well, and that's what I love about this guy, because he affects the quarterback whether he gets to him or not. He knows he's there. He's that kind of good coming off the edge. Let's see how this QB performs under pressure.
Really nice run there. No, listen, modern-day college football, I know it's all about spread offense and throwing the football and going up tempo and scoring quickly, but, man, you think back to Bear Bryant in Alabama, doesn't it always seem like they've always wanted to establish the run game? They have always wanted to be physical. Bear Bryant would have loved this guy in his backfield. With his physical style of running, man, he fits that just perfect.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting him know it's going to be a long day. Tackled, but he has a 1st down. Alabama quickly back to the line. They're going to go right back to him on 1st down. Staying physical in the red zone as he's pulled down after picking up 3 balls at the 14. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. On the run, it's Pettis. And he's a real nowhere man, tackled in this no-gain land. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Looking downfield, it's Rivers. Skips away from pressure. Couldn't find anybody open, just threw it away, and that's a smart move. You want to avoid the turnover, especially in the red zone. It'll be 4th down. And they decide to trot out the kicker. It's good. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. On the move from inside his 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
On second down, he'll let it fly. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. He's looking downfield to throw. He's got his man. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. That last howitzer was nice. How about another one just like it? Makes a move. Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. Here comes that Alabama offense. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
They make the tackle after he gets 2 down to the 25. And a lot of thrillers in the history of this series, but last year wasn't one as the Tide rolled easily.
It was a beatdown, and it was replayed over and over on the TVs all throughout the facility. LSU, Jesse, had a year to think on that.
They sure did, and that Crimson Tide blowout was big on the recruiting trail, too. These are 2 programs that are consistently competing for the same 5-star athletes across the board. That's a big reason why this game means so much.
Alabama comes to the line with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tide.
And what a push up front by this offensive line. Everyone playing in unison, driving out of their stance, working into the second level, hats on hats, creating a lane for that running back.
On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. UTSA is currently ahead in this one inside a jam-packed Alamo Dome, but they've struggled to really pull away. They're up by 7 over Northwestern. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Throws to the wideout. It's caught. Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains. 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Looking to move it through the air. Getting some heat. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes. This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. One of the mantras of the Crimson Tide is they want to make your rear end quit. And that defensive line can certainly do that.
Big, physical. You've seen all these guys up front. They're strong at the point of attack, and they make you earn everything you get. And the athleticism when they get you in passing situations and they know you're going to pass, they're going to come after your quarterback.
He's going to go down, and he's in his own end zone. It's going to be a safety. After giving up that safety, they'll have to boot it away and give it right back to them. Fields to punt and tries to help improve that field position. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
Hey, get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
It's 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. They'll ride the hot hand. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest. Pound that rock.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. In the red area, it's Pettis. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down. Alabama pushing the tempo. They'll give it to him again. You're not getting him on the ground. Still on his feet. Oh, it's out. That football must be riveted to your rib cage. How can you let it go? At least they fell on it. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Leaves it with the back. And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
Dropping back, it's Rivers. He makes the connection. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. 4th down, and this crowd is making it miserable on this offense. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Bama! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead. And he made that extra point, the wet turf, no problem at all. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. LSU, 0. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point.
Nothing went well in the first quarter. You just say refresh. Like, let's try to find a way now to chip into this lead, try to make it somewhat manageable when you get to the half.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Pressure coming. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
You can just see the excitement this defense has every play. They're almost wishing this quarterback drops back to throw because they know they're going to get home to him. That's the 6th time they've registered a sack.
He gets a block. There he goes. Open it up. He did a great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. Here comes that Alabama offense. They'll see if they can find some running room on the right here. They'll get him on the ground after a pickup of 3 to the 28. This series dates back to 1895. One of the odd things, guys, is historically the visiting teams have had a lot of success.
And these fans don't like each other. Man, you can feel the hate, the hostility. Both programs so talented, recruited at a high level. These teams have even rematched for a national championship before, Palmer. These two teams are ballers.
And this is a game, too, David, that everybody circles on the calendar at the start of the season. We all know that conference championship, national championship, Heisman Trophy implications are on the line. And the intensity level in this game, it's simply unmatched in college football.
Alabama quickly back to the line. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
And down here near the goal line, you've got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring him.
So you know the defense is going to be king in two, right? Because he's hurting them a little bit in this game already. They're going to be finding a way to try to get some penetration, anticipating this guy to touch it again.
And they've moved closer, and still they need 2 yards, 3rd and goal. Try to barge their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead.
And I love it. I love the physicality of this offense. It's 3rd and goal. I trust my offensive line to pave the way, give the ball to my running back, and know he's going to physically punch this thing into the end zone.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner will be dragged down. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this is an opportunity. This is the biggest opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You got to create something positive, Jesse. There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the first half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to guy at receiver.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. And he feels the heat coming and it burns him up. Another sack. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Slips through the line. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
And the incompletion brings up a 2nd down for this offense. To throw, it's Rivers. He'll take another shot here. Fires and picked off. Takes it the other way. He goes out of bounds, but he just about did it himself. What a return after the interception. The offense lining up for a 1st down play.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
He's looking to throw it. Finds his big tight end. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the 1st down. This will likely be the last play of the half. Looking to pass on 2nd down. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Final seconds of the 1st half, and they'll try to put up 3. And they didn't get him lined up in the middle, so he'll have to knock it through from 54 yards out on the left side. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. 1st half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks so much, guys. And I need not tell you, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotion. And no surprise, we saw just that in the 1st half today.
LSU ready to boot it away and open this 2nd half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner is stopped. Here comes Bama offense. Trying to set the tone with the run. Alabama pushing the tempo. They'll run it to the right. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
It's a nice run there to get the first down. I got to tell you, I'm impressed with the stable of backs and the weapons this offense has. A lot of different guys can touch the football in a variety of ways, but they've been running it very, very well in this game so far.
Get him on the ground after a 4-yard run out to the 31.
Small gain, I know. But again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass. Make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Caught behind the line. It's Clark. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. After the last run, would you just give it to him again on 3rd down? They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Runs through the tackle. They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the change for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They're going to ride this running back.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. On the ground, it's Pettis. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. Defense trying to come up with a stop on 3rd and short from the 37. To the ground to try to pick up the first. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. The Tide with the 1st and 10. Power football with the run. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
They'll keep it on the ground to the right. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now down to the 12-yard line. It's first down. Keeps the legs moving. Works his way down to the 10-yard line after a pickup of 3. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They're trying to get to him. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
Oh, it's a missed opportunity. You know the quarterback was excited. He saw man coverage. He thought he was going to have an opportunity to come up with a big play, but up front they could not protect him well enough.
On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. It's incomplete. He was shooting for the end zone right there. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. Absolutely perfect. And now the lead is even bigger. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. On the run from inside his own 5. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker who is so important to this team.
Throwing right. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Feeling some heat. Didn't have much of a choice there but to get rid of it. Being started out great on this drive, but then a couple of incompletions, and now it's 3rd and 10. They're going to throw it again. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, you're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on 3rd down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
Was looking for more running room and found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. That last drive was a long one, Jesse. They'd like this time to pay it off with a touchdown instead of a field goal.
No doubt, Reese. They had a lot of good stuff going that last drive. Need to get a tutty up on the board here to extend that lead, David.
And I think you definitely want a touchdown, but if you put another long drive together, get points, multiple possessions in a row, start to let those body blows add up and wear this defense out.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Out across the 30 to the 39 after getting 10 on that one.
It's hard to stop great runners. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability to make people miss and make big plays.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep 3rd downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on 1st down.
Looking for a gap. It's Pettis. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense. How bold will they be on 3rd down after that last run? Back to pass, it's Rivers. They're bringing heat. He'll pull it down. He gets the job done, picking up the 1st down, then getting down. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. And they've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we've gotten here. They'll start the drive here with 1st down to open this period. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 6-yard pickup on 1st down leaves him with 2nd and 4. Plows ahead for a pickup of 1 to the 32. A 3rd down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. They'll try to pick up the 1st through the air. And they can't make the connection on 3rd down. And here comes the field goal unit. This kicker has already made a couple today. He's going to try to knock one through from 49 yards away. Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. UTSA has opened up a can right now, and based on what we've seen, I'm not sure anything is going to change. They're up by 21 over Northwestern. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Trying to get to him. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. And they're trying to dig out of the hole on 2nd and long from the 9. He's looking to throw. Unloads it left. Pulls it in. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Going up top on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Kendricks.
On first down.
They'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum.
And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack.
And this defense came to play. They know about the high-profile QB. They rose to the challenge and dominated the competition today. They took care of business, and they made no doubt about who's the better football team.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing if they stop the pass, they win the game, and they have done that. Their guys have won one-on-one on islands. They've been able to get to the quarterback. They've been mixing up their looks. They haven't even allowed 100 yards passing in this one, and that's why they...
And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
And how about this defense taking care of business? Keeping that guy under 200 yards is a heck of a day. Their offense has obviously done their job too, and this has been an absolute beatdown.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Can't hook up on the long throw, and 4th down goes by the boards for this offense. Great spot to start this drive for the offense. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and reading the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
A shot toward the end zone. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. This kicker's leg is getting a workout. He's already made 3 field goals, and here he comes again. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. Well, that's just piling on. Not the penalty kind, just the mean kind. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You can see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
He wants to pass it on second down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Stokes. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. We hit the 2-minute warning, and this offense is desperate to make something happen and do it in a hurry. A 3rd and short coming from their own 20-yard line. Throws to the back. Pulls it in. It's Kendricks. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. It's on target and complete. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Then the short completion brings up second down. Back to the air one more time. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. Now across the 50 and at the 48-yard line. They'll have it 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Kendricks. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Looking to go up top on first down. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left. One more play to pad the stats. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Deep shot for the end zone. Fires into a world of traffic, and it's picked off. There's a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well here. They weren't overhyped in this game. They came out, they looked prepared, they were calm, definitely confident. And David, they were able to go out and execute well enough to get this win.
And it's hard in these rivalry games with all the emotions running so deep. Like, you sometimes get overzealous. Sometimes